everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Hope you are all having an amazing day today. My name is Lex and welcome back to some more GTA 5. Now we are turning back to normality, mods are working again, we can now play on the latest update, script hook is working and everything, which means it's time to check out the new additions in the latest DLC update. And I'm going to be starting just by checking out a few of the main things that were added in this latest update. Then I've got a couple that I want to do separate videos on. Then there are all the unreleased cars. There is a lot of content in this latest update that we're going to be checking out. Of course, this is all in single player. There is no online mode business going on here. No shark card buying, anything of that sort. This is all done through single player using the menus mod spawner and also the script to get this all to spawn in single player. I'll put links to both of those in the description below if you would like to get all this stuff without messing around in online mode. So before we get into everything that's going to be happening in this video, there's going to be some comments and questions on the screen. If you would like your comments and questions featured, you can leave them in the comment section below. I'll pick some at random and feature them at the start of the next video. And don't forget, you can also follow me on Twitter at Figureight. Links for my Twitter are in the description below. And don't forget also, I am sponsored by Loot Crate. The channel, just in general, is sponsored by Loot Crate. If you would like to check out Loot Crate, get a 10% off voucher that you can use on your first box crate subscription. There's a link in the description below, lootcrate.com/Figureight, and use the code FIG8, F-I-G, number 8, for 10% off. All of that information is in the description below. Right, let's get into this. So, first of all, we're starting with the APC. What I'm going to do is I'm going to check out these vehicles that we've currently got. I'm going to see what tuning parts can be done to them, if any, and any of the cool little things that they can do, and check all that sort of stuff out. So, we're in the APC. Now, if you can actually hear in the background, I might have this game turned down, the game audio, but you might be able to hear a lot of scared people when I drive this around. It's really funny that the pedestrians actually react to you driving this, and they all run away scared. If I just go back round here, you can hear everyone sort of like, whoa! There you go, look. Everyone just sees this and they start running for their lives as soon as they see us driving around in this thing. Now, if we get the attention of some police, let's just shoot some things up, shall we? Actually, it's probably worth noting that I can't use this gun now that I said let's shoot some stuff up. So I'm going to stand outside and shoot a few people and then we're going. And by the way, I am surrounded by a few Trevors. You'll see why in just a moment. Let's just shoot some people so we can get this all started, get some police attention. There we go. Right, let's now jump back in. This should be fun, watching all the Trevors getting in as well. Because they need to climb up on top, and they all get in through these little hatches. There should be another Trevor somewhere. There he is. Come on, Trevor. Jumps up. And down the hatch. And down we go. So this is actually, you can tell by the fact that I'm having to spawn Trevors in, that this is really a vehicle that is only designed to be used in online mode, because you really need your friends with you to get the full experience of this vehicle. So as you can see right now, the turret that is on top is moving and pointing towards the cops. Annoyingly though, no firing going on. This is the bit I don't entirely understand, because obviously if you were to use this in online mode, you could actually use the turret on top, but the little Trevors that I spawned in to help me as bodyguards don't actually use the weaponry on this vehicle. In fact, they don't do anything. They don't shoot any weapons out the side. They just sort of sit there and do absolutely nothing. But there are some other vehicles that do. We'll check those out in a minute. But first of all, let's go to vehicle options. Let's go to menus customs. Let's try and ignore the huge amount of mess going on in the background and where we're being shot at. We're perfectly fine in this vehicle. Let's just go down to fenders. So you can add a proximity mine. Again, this is something that I think will only work in online mode, because I can't see any way that this works in single player. But I presume this is some sort of like you can drop mines off as you drive. But I'm not entirely sure, because again, as I pointed out, this is single player and not online mode. Is that guy just sort of... is he dead? Has rigor mortis already set in for that guy? He's just dead sitting up straight. Oh, no. He's flammed. Right, so that proximity mine doesn't really do anything. On the roof, we have the stock roof. Then we have the SAM battery. And again, this really sucks because the Trevors don't use it. All my bodyguards don't seem to fire stuff off. It'd be really amazing if we could obliterate these police right now, but apparently we can't. Apart from that, there's actually nothing else we can really do on the tuning of this one. Let's go to extras. There's actually no extras at all, but there are some liveries. There's actually a nice selection of 21 different liveries for all these new vehicles. So we have the stock livery, we have the basic camo, the Zancudo camo, sprayed camo, 3 colour outline, 90s sandbox. I quite like that one. That's very sort of first Gulf War Desert Storm style. Modern 5 colour, arid theatre, winter camo, urban warrior, nature reserve, naval battle, urban geometric, coyote geometric, large geometric, naval geometric, desert fractal, urban fractal, large digital, medium digital, and small digital. And of course, in fact, this one actually looks like a Minecraft vehicle. What the hell? That actually... Hang on. If we get a brown to go with this, let's go to paints, primary, matte. We've got a matte brown. We've got dark earth. Well, that's almost... I'm trying to make it look like the dirt texture from Minecraft, but yeah, that's not entirely working. But as you can see, it does work with all these different colours. Not sure that really counts as camo though. So that's pretty much it for this thing. I can't even shoot my gun out of the vehicle at all. There's nothing I can do. So in single player, this is pretty much useless. It at least looks cool. So I'm sure you guys are wondering, does it stance? Well, let's see. Let's go to the suspension menu. So we have front camber, completely adjustable. We can also knock that out. I know you guys are thinking, what the hell? But I just want to see if all of these can be modified. And again, rear camber. We can also knock that track width in. And we can lower it down, but I don't think there's much we can really get on that before we're actually hitting the arches there. But we can go more on the front. Let's just go down all the way. There we go. We're going to stance out a PC vehicle, if that's what you wanted. Definitely possible with the V-Stancer mod. But that's it for this one. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so here we are with the half track. Now, I have a feeling that one of my Trevors is now going to be a straggler. It seems he's just going to be running after us this whole time because I don't think he can go inside, but that's okay. You can just go around and shoot the cops. Now, you might notice that the Trevor on top is actually using the weaponry on this one. Yes, this one does work with the bodyguards. And by the way, if you're wondering about bodyguards, I'm using the Enhanced Native Trainers Bodyguards function. Not sure if there is anything for the menus mod, but I couldn't really find anything related to bodyguards in menus mod. But as you can see, without my control, the NPC of Trevor does use the weaponry and he does shoot cops or anyone that is up against you. So that could be like a gang member or anything like that. But in this case, I'm just using cops because it's nice and easy and we can get lots of them coming around for us to shoot. And eventually, I guess the cars blow up as well. So let's see what modifying things we could do to this. Doesn't this look amazing? In fact, whilst we're sitting here, it seems we can have all this stuff going on. It doesn't really matter. Let's just go around and have a look at this thing. Get a load of this. We've got all the tracks. Little wheels down there. This thing is absolutely amazing. This does look like a truck that is already existing in this game, because I definitely recognize this front end, but this is obviously one that's had a half-track thing added to the back of it. On the interior, we didn't really check out the interior of the APC, did we? But this one's pretty run down and meh. And then this is the nice weaponry that Trevor has to play with. Right, let's just go down to menus, customs, and let's go to chassis. So we have the stock chassis. We have light armor plating, medium armor plating, and heavy armor plating. That really just affects the windows, as you can see here. Let's do this in a better way. There we go. Now you can see in better detail what that means. That looks pretty cool. On the fenders, again, we have this proximity mine thing, which doesn't really do anything in single player as much as I found out. So we'll ignore that. On the roof, well, we can change this gun to a quad 20mm autocannon. I think this might be explosive, so we might blow up in a minute. Trevor decides to use this in short range. This might be the end of us, but let's see. Hopefully we can check the rest of this out. So, apart from that, it's just engine tuning and everything else. And, of course, it has all the livery options that the APC had. So let's just go for a nice sprayed camo on this one. How about that? Awesome. Right, let's get Trevor using this thing then. Let's see how amazing this weaponry is. I'm expecting instant explosions, or maybe it's just going to be heavy. Okay, it's not instant explosions, but it's definitely a heavier ammo. Ooh, that does sound cool, actually. One thing I will say about this half-track is it's not that slow. It's actually a pretty decent speed for what it is. Here we go. Let's just shoot some more cops. Look at that. Almost instant explosion from these. These are really sort of powerful ammunition from these guns. In fact, the police have already lost us from that. That's amazing. With only a couple of stars, we can actually escape this just from Trevor sitting on the back. Come on, Trevor, more. Shoot more. No, he's just killing the cops and not blowing up the vehicles. Oh, we've actually got some gang members coming up. Are they shooting at us or are they sticking up for us? Not entirely sure. No, I think Trevor's actually shooting at them. Yep, confirmed. Trevor's shooting at the gang members and the police down here. So that's pretty much it for the half track, but does it stance? Now, actually, I have already answered this in my previous video that I did about the Open 4 being unlocked again, but I will show you that, yes, this does have working rear camber that does work with the tracks. Oh my god, I've actually got a fuel leak. That's not good. Wow, look at that. Wow, we are leaving a huge trail. In fact, is that oil or fuel? I don't know why it's coming out of the wheels. That's kind of weird. But as you can see, we do have some camber. We can also change the track whip so it looks a bit more natural. There we go. And of course, we can change the height, but the height is based on those wheels at the bottom. So it just makes it look a bit weird if I was to slam this down, because that happens. But it does work here, so I guess it does lower it down a bit. I tell you, I really want to shoot this trail that's coming off here, because this is going to make the whole thing explode. And of course, we can lower down the front end as well with a bit of camber. Stick that out a bit, change the offset, and lower. There we go, stanced half track, if you wanted such a thing. Let's just see if this stuff catches light. I want to see if it sets everything on fire, including the half track. Let's find out. Here we go, it's getting close. Yes, it does actually set fire to the half track. And it makes it explode. Lovely. Okay, so let's take a break from these violent vehicles we've been checking out. And check this thing out. I have no idea what this is about, but this is apparently one of the new vehicles that was added in the latest update. I think you guys are going to have to let me know what this one's all about. I've tried to do a bit of Googling, but I haven't really figured out exactly what this is for, how much this is worth, or anything like that. But this seems like an odd thing someone would want to buy, because there's absolutely no shell. There's just no armor. This is slow, you can get shot easily, and yeah, this is actually a terrible thing. However, there are a few little tuning options. Nothing actually like bodywork related, but there are a couple of extras. So we could have it with extra 1, which has just got some Merryweather security ammo boxes and some fuel tanks and stuff like that. Then we have a bigger selection, and then we have number 3, which is actually just everything with tarpaulin over it. I'm still not entirely sure what this is about. Maybe this is just a vehicle that spawns at one of the new bases and you just drive it around, but you can't really take it out in the city. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm assuming that's what it is, because I can't see why anyone would want to spend their hard-earned money on this thing. But, of course, let's get a V-stancer, because I think, yes, we can stance this whole thing out. So let's get a bit of camber in here. Again, this is not really supposed to look good. I'm just giving it some camber and slamming it down just for the fun of it. Seeing how low we can go. That's actually pretty low. And get a bit more camber in there. And that is a lowered, cambered Caddy. How about that? But again, as I pointed out, no idea what this is about. You guys are going to have to let me know what the deal is with the Caddy. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, this next one is going to be a great bit of fun, because it looks like there's some weaponry on this one too. So this is a Dune buggy. Now, from my understanding, you can actually take one of the older Dune buggies, take it into Benny's, and it would turn it into this. Not entirely sure on that, but of course, this is the latest update on single player, and Benny's doesn't really work exactly right yet, so I'm just spawning this in. But I'm presuming that you can actually upgrade a normal Dune buggy, and it would turn into this. But again, it's really hard to actually find info on the latest stuff on GTA Online, because apart from sort of like other YouTubers doing videos, which I didn't really check out anyway, online just sort of has everything self-explanatory online, so no one really has websites that explains all this stuff. They don't go, alright, people may not know this information, let's write it here. Everyone knows information, because they play on GTA Online and the instructions are right there on the screen, but for single player, we don't have them, so it's purely speculation and guesswork that this is actually an upgradable standard Dune buggy. But let's move on though, because there are some tuning options. So let's just go to skirts. We have stock skirts. This isn't actually skirts at all, really. This is actually doing netting. So we have primary camo netting, which is as this cool netting all the way around here on both sides. And then we have the secondary camo netting, which is pretty much the same thing. I've noticed a slight change on the textures here. Not really sure which one looks better, but basically one's primary color, one is secondary. So in fact now, let's just go down to paints. We can go to secondary, matte, and get something like olive drab. There you go. We can have it in a different color. In fact, let's just change the color on primary as well, just so we've got something nice to look at. We could actually go for just like forest green or something like that and make this just a full sort of like, I don't know, something that you drive out in the woods. That looks pretty cool. I could go for olive drab all around though. Yeah, that's not too bad. Or foliage green, just so we have like a slightly different color green on the netting. than the body. That looks pretty nice, and it also changed the colour of the wheels too as well. So apart from that, we also have some armour plating. So we have stock, then we have light armour plating, then we have medium armour plating, which looks pretty cool. And then whilst you're driving, it will just look a bit grilled. But that's fine. There is also this weaponry here. So we have this standard gun. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but we also have, oh, by the way, we have the proximity mine. Let's just ignore that. So we have this stock gun, then we have the 40mm grenade launcher, and then the 7.62mm minigun. I have no idea if these are going to be working with the old Trevor bodyguard, so actually let's spawn Trevor in. In fact, we'll change it back to the stock weaponry for now, and let's see if we can get it to be working, because I can't actually use it in single player because it just wants me to use my standard Uzi and not that weaponry. That's actually for whoever's in the passenger seat. So let's spawn in our own Trevor. And instantly he's actually grabbing hold of the weaponry. He is ready to go. So let's just try and make some, let's just kill these people. Sorry about that. Didn't even get the police attention. I guess they don't care about homeless people. We need to kill some more worthy citizens, I think. There we go, that's done it. Interestingly, no cops. Isn't there a police station down here? In fact, where's the cops up there? They're all on the freeway. This is no good. Even when I tried to get, like, cops' attention, it doesn't even work half the time. Look at that, I can easily escape that. The cops are so easy with the first couple of stars in this game. Right, found a cop. Yes! Trevor actually uses the weaponry. Nice. Okay, let's just upgrade this thing then. Let's go to vehicle options, menus customs, roof, not actually a roof, but whatever. Let's go for the minigun first, shall we? Here we go. Oh, he doesn't really, he just like does a couple of shots at once. He doesn't really let it go completely. Again, this is something that where it's really going to have a lot more use in online mode rather than single player, because I think Trevor's just, I don't know, he's not doing much. In fact, we might be better off if we gave him the grenade launcher, I think, but I will have to keep moving because we will definitely explode because he's going to fire that off. He doesn't care if we're too close to the explosions. Oh, there we go. Oh, go on, Trevor. He is actually really firing those off. This is the weapon to have in single player. Oh my god. That is pure carnage. And look, we've just escaped the police pretty much. No, actually, they caught up. But not for long. No, don't come too close. Don't come too... Yeah, well, that happens, Trevor. This is why you have to be careful when you fire a grenade launcher. Okay, let's move on to the final set of vehicles now, which are all truck-related. We have got two brand new, or rather upgraded style trucks. We also have one truck trailer, and then we also have one pickup truck trailer, which is pretty interesting, which has a gun on the back. So, of course, it's going to be utterly amazing. So this is the Phantom. This is actually labeled as Phantom 3. Not entirely sure what's going to be added onto this one. So go to menus customs. There's actually no customization for this thing, so I'm not entirely sure how this fares compared to the other trucks. But I think what it's all about is speed, because this is actually really fast. This is so much faster than all the other trucks that we've seen in this game before. In fact, this is stupidly fast. We can also modify this, at least in single player. Not sure if everyone in online mode will have that same option, though. But I can get an auto upgrade, which also seems to give me these rather funky, thin-looking wheels. Completely unintentional, but this thing has just got loads of kickback. This just slams through traffic. Look at that. That was an SUV, and it made mincemeat of it. This thing is stupidly fast. So before we move on, can it be stanced? Well, of course it can, including those double sets of wheels at the rear. We can have all of that added, lower that down, slam truck, whatever you want. I mean, this does actually look kind of cool with those wheels in a way. It doesn't look like a proper truck, but it looks like some sort of like weird lowrider show truck thing that would like, I don't know, that you'd find at SEMA or somewhere. Definitely not riding well with this camber and lowered suspension though, that's for sure. But this thing just slams through traffic. Get a look at this. This thing's nuts. But in my opinion, this isn't the coolest truck that was added in the latest update, because this thing is. This thing right here. And I'm just going to compare this to a normal hauler so you can see what's changed. This has basically had the whole front end with a massive, huge armor piece on it, and it's actually taller. It's actually got an extended cab at the top there. Oh, and it's deeper as well. It's actually a bigger cab. This is basically just a far better version of the hauler. Look at that. That's actually really different. I thought it was just a couple of little bits added to the front, but that's a pretty substantial change. So, on the tuning of this thing, before we get any further, let's go to menus customs. There's actually nothing that you can do. Not sure if there's any extras at all. No, it's pretty much the same as the other trucks. Let's actually just go to auto upgrade. Make this super fast. This time I will set the wheels back to stock though. And this thing, again, just like the Phantom, is really fast, but I have made it a lot faster with this tuning. Again, I'm not sure if this works in online mode, but for single player, super fast truck driving. Oh, I forgot that was water. Oh, we actually didn't ruin the truck. That was good. I was fully expecting the truck to die then as we jumped in the water. God damn, this is badass. Right, so there's no point stancing this thing. It's going to be the same deal as the truck. I didn't actually stance the Dune, did I? I should probably do that right now before we go any further. So, can it stance? The answer is yes. Yeah, all round. I mean, it doesn't really have any arches for you to fill or anything like that, but you can definitely sort of camber this stuff out and lower it down. Or, if you wanted, you could also just raise it. I mean, I keep lowering this stuff, but again, whoa! This thing does actually go quite high. Get a load of that. Well, stupidly high there, and stupidly high on the front. There we go. Really uneven. Very uneven. Off-roader. Let's move back onto the truck. So, the other thing that goes with this truck, apart from just being able to ram through traffic and being insanely fast, is we also have a trailer to go with it. And here it is. And as it spawned me in, it's actually spawned me inside this thing. I don't think I can go inside completely, but let's actually just cheat and have a look what it looks like inside. Is there anything going on? It's just empty. I can't actually see us at all. Oh, we're actually sitting... Oh, dear. Right. What the hell? Well, the reason I'm sitting inside here is because I believe you can actually sit inside this in online mode and use weapons on it. Because if I was to go to vehicle options and go to menus customs, there are a couple of tuning options. So there is the roof right here. We have the stock roof. Then we have front turret, which just adds front turret weaponry right there. And then we have front and rear turrets as well. Now, these don't seem to work in single player. I can't get any of the Trevors to come into here and make this all work, so I guess this is completely redundant and is just for show in single player, but in online mode, these actually look pretty fun. Just curious, can we start this thing? No, the menu doesn't even load when I've got this loaded up. So let's just jump out of that, jump into our truck here, and let's attach it and see. Well, I think we'd still be able to pull really quickly with the truck. It's definitely a lot wider than the truck. I think we're going to be hitting a lot of cars with this thing just because it's so wide. Yeah, this thing is ridiculously big. Let's just go onto the freeway here. I'm pretty sure even in one lane, this is going to hit cars in the next lane. Or almost. I don't think we can fit through the middle, though, if we can actually catch up with these vehicles. I'll tell you what, this is actually a really fast truck considering what we're towing here. This thing is damn fast. But, yeah, there we go. Clipping cars on the side. That's pretty cool. Right, well, there's one more trailer, and it's not related to trucks. It's actually related to pickup trucks, or in fact, any vehicle that can tow a standard trailer. So let's pull in and check out this awesomeness. And here we go. Now, when I spawn this in, it actually spawns me in sitting in the truck, in this little trailer thing. And we can actually get out and jump back in at any point. Now, if there was a mod that was able to get like a driver, like one of the bodyguards can drive us, this would be really amazing because we can actually be towed around in this truck and just shoot at people randomly. Sadly, that doesn't really happen, and I can't spawn in the Trevors to actually jump onto here. They just sort of like spawn in the truck, and after that, they ignore this thing being towed on the back. But what it can be used for in single player is just like a portable, I don't know, like a gunning position. Let me just add this to the towing thing. So we can actually tow this around. It's very... well, actually it's towing alright, but it does drag a little bit. I have noticed. In fact, I really want to know if that thing can be stanced. I don't think it can, but let's find out. No, stance button doesn't work, but I think we can tune this thing. So let's go to menus, customs, roof. Yes, we can actually change the weaponry. So as standard, we have this, which works remarkably well, I have to say. This thing is just insane. These cars blow up stupidly fast. But this is only the stock. Here, let's just shoot that guy. So let's just go to the dual 20mm flak. Holy shit. That is one fire, death. Oh my god, that actually shoots quite quickly as well. Let's just see how quickly we can do this. Actually, that's not too fast, but that's alright. We can get off like 2 quite quickly, then it has time to refresh. Let's just bye-bye, please. And also, there's the homing missile battery, which, if we wait for a cop to come... In fact, if we wait for a cop helicopter... Here we go. Is this going to work? Oh, no, we're not in the right position. We need him to get a bit further away. Come on. Oh, he's just out of vision, I think. Oh, that's annoying. We can just shoot the cops there, though. Here we go. Nice. In online mode, this thing must be really OP. In single player, though, this is just great fun. Just set this at the side of the road. Set yourself to invincible, which actually I haven't done, so I'm expecting to die at any moment. Let's just get this flat. Can I shoot this? Oh, come on. Ah, he's just out of the way. Where's this other cop here? There's another cop shooting him. Oh, look. There we go. Well, that's pretty much it. That's all the vehicles I'm going to be showing today. So we have the APC, the half-track, the weird Caddy thing, the Dune. We have the 2 trucks, the Phantom and the Hauler, and then we have the small and large trailer. I think if I blow up the... In fact, this is about to blow up, so we're going to die any moment. So let's just create as much mania as possible. There we go. We're dead. So there we have it for some of the new vehicles from the latest Gunrunning DLC. You might notice that there are some major vehicles that I haven't covered. That's because I want to do them in their own separate video. That does include the Tamper. And the reason for that is all these vehicles that I've shown you today really depend on you having someone else in the vehicle to use the weaponry for you. Just like with that one with the pickup trailer, like this thing, like the half-track, the Dune. They all need to have passengers in the vehicles to actually use the weaponry because you can't use them yourself. Whereas the Tamper is all working in single player and you can use all the weaponry yourself. So that's why I sort of separated those two things. So we're going to have a bit of fun with the Tamper in a separate video. But that's going to be it for this one. These are all, I wouldn't really say these are great for single player, as I pointed out. If you can get the bodyguards to work, then you can have a bit of fun with at least the half-track. Sadly, the APC doesn't work, but it's good fun anyway, and they just look cool to ride around in. So there we go, guys. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.